horizontal, and on Twitch, right? Whatever platform is the most comfortable for you to watch me on, that's the right platform for you. So if you like watching on Twitch, watch on Twitch. Just know that there's a 3-minute ad break that comes up every hour at the top of the hour. You can get out of that ad break for free if you've got a Prime. You can use that to get a free sub if you give it to the streamer of your choice. If that happens to be me, you will no longer see ads on my stream for the rest of the month, for an entire month. You can also pay, I believe it's $6, although it may be more. What is it? If you have an iPhone, it's more, or if you're on mobile, it's more. But you can get yourself a sub to get out of the ad break. That's another way to deal with it. You could also possibly be gifted a sub. That can happen. That does happen, but it's more likely to happen to you if you're active in the chat. And remember, any subs on Twitch count towards the bonus content goal as well. And when you sub, you can let me know which of these topics: cute cat videos, Naomi Klein on Bad Hasbro, Sam Cedar debates Lonerbox fan, or classic Michael Brooks versus Michael Brooks on Israeli TV debating, I guess, are options for tonight. But yeah, that goes for gifted subs on Twitch as well. If you gift subs, you get to decide where that money goes, and I will apply your donation as a percentage to the topic of your choice, thus helping the content that you want to see come out the other side of the donut. I almost said the bonus hole. The bonus dono content hole. Oh my god, chat! I feel like we're back to the alien egg discussion again, aren't we? It's a Friday night though. It's okay to talk about weird stuff on Friday night, I think, at least. But yeah, we need to get going because this content is not gonna react to itself. That is a fact. That I can tell you 100%. And we're going to start off with Obama. Now, if it's boring, like somebody said this is boring. If it's boring, we'll skip it. But I think it's not. No! Music is going to get me. The rhythm is going to get me.
I love Pittsburgh. You know, I love the people of Pittsburgh. I love the food in Pittsburgh. I don't usually do this, but this is a little bit of a Yelp rating. Just had some of Pamela's pancakes. I first had those like 10, 15 years ago when I was running. And I was all like, I need some of those pancakes this time out. And even though I'm from Chicago, some of you may know, when I was a kid, I was a Steelers fan. So, and watching the Steelers this season,
I gotta say, all right, we're gonna get some funny roasting of Trump from Obama, but watching this guy, it just makes me hate politicians. It just makes me hate politicians, like the way they are. Oh yeah, Pamela's. Whenever I come to Springfield, Illinois, or wait, where are we? We're in. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'd like to get some of those Pamela's pancakes. You know, let me relate to you. Let me be a fucking hello, fellow humans, right? I eat food as well. I don't know, just something about politicians and the way they try to relate to you.
Seems I'm not the only guy from Chicago who likes being in Pittsburgh. Because so far, Justin Fields is doing pretty good. Now, before we get started,
but I mean, as far as giving speeches, this guy is the GOAT.
We have a little bit of work to do here. All right, so I want everybody to be, just settle in. We got some work to do. Before we get started, I did want to say that we are, heartbroken about the loss of life in Florida, North Carolina, states across the Southwest. We are thinking about
Southeast, but okay. Oh God, I forgot the button. I'm supposed to push the button. There we go.
People, families whose lives have been upended by the storms over the last couple of weeks. I could not be more grateful for the first responders and FEMA professionals who have put themselves in harm's way to try and help. You know, it's times like this when you realize having honest, competent leadership in government really matters. It makes a difference.
Here we go. Here we go.
And today I'm asking you to vote for some of those leaders, including some folks.
Oh, come on. Get to it. Get to it. Let's hurry this up. Okay, come on.
Senator Bob Casey.
Bob Casey, we don't care.
Find a place to vote
We are strictly here for the memes, chat. We are strictly here for the roasting.
early or to request a ballot.
Okay, make sure to vote. Get your early ballot. There's different ways to vote. Help your friends vote.
Country and start building a better
Give your friends a ride to the polling place.
and stronger and fairer and more hopeful America. We're still struggling out there. Pandemic, wreaking havoc on communities and businesses. Disruptions from the pandemic then caused prices to spike, and that put a strain on family budgets. And in many ways, it's felt like the aspirations of working people have taken a backseat to the priorities of the rich and the powerful.
No shit. Oh my god, this is so hard to take.
So I get it, why people are looking to shake things up. I mean, I am the hoping changey guy. So I understand.
Just roast Trump, please. Just get to the roast already.
People feeling frustrated and feeling we can do better. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think that Donald Trump.
Look, the sad thing about Obama is he had a chance. He had a chance to take down the wealthy a peg or two. He had a choice to make, right? When he came into office. If you were going to use the financial crisis to claw back some leverage from the wealthy speculators that you know, whose gambling activities basically put the whole country at risk, or whether you are going to ensconce that power. And, you know, we all know he named Larry Summers, Tim Geithner, etc., right? This is
Trump.
Look, this is why I don't like watching Democrats, right? Because I'm like, I have to dunk on them too.
Shake things up in a way that is good for you, Pennsylvania. I don't understand that. Because there is absolutely no evidence that this man thinks about anybody but himself.
All right, here we go.
I've said it before.
Here we go.
Donald Trump is a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. You've got the tweets in all caps, the ranting and the raving about crazy conspiracy theories. You got the 2-hour speeches, word salad, just, you know, it's like Fidel Castro. Just on and on.
Does anybody get that reference? Does anyone get that reference? I'm waiting for him to cook. So far, it's actually matching Brianna Joy Gray's weird tweet at Mehdi Hassan that we covered last night about suggesting that Mehdi Hassan was just offended by the lack of decorum of the Trump administration. And there's so much more wrong with Trump than decorum. But what is the Castro? Anybody know the Castro reference? Like, did Castro used to give long speeches? Did Castro invite Hannibal Lecter up on stage with him?
Constant attempts to sell you stuff.
Did Castro have a strange fear of sharks? And if so, was it because the CIA actually trained a shark to try to eat Castro?
Who does that? Selling you gold sneakers and $100,000.
Miskatonic says, oh, you're playing your PS4? Yo, I've got a PS4. I need to get it fixed, chat. The second I have some extra money. Oh my god, there's so many things I need to do with it, though. I need to fix my hair. I need to get some better clothes. I kind of want, you know, okay, so this hoodie is some of you have seen this? Wait, is it even? No, it's not. I thought I was wearing my devil hoodie. Oh my god, chat. Yeah, you leave Castro out of this, Obama. The one good thing that Obama did was sort of take some of the sanctions off of Cuba, allow people to travel to Cuba. Yeah, there we go. This is the famous devil hoodie, right? But I'm thinking I don't want to be a devil girl anymore. Right? NCC bad, you know? I want to be I want cat ears. I need a hoodie with cat ears.
Watch and
Davy Cliff says Castro actually seduced a shark. His only confirmed children live in SeaWorld. Nice.
And most recently, a Trump Bible. He wants you to buy the Word of God, Donald Trump edition. Got his name right there next to Matthew and Luke. I mean, you could not make this stuff up. If you saw it on Saturday Night Live, you'd say, well, no, that's going too far. No, he's doing that. It's crazy. And the reason he does it is because all he cares about is his ego and his money and his status. He's not thinking about you. Donald Trump sees power as nothing more than a means to an end. He wants the middle class to pay the price for another huge tax cut that would mostly help him and his country club buddies. Doesn't care if he costs more women their reproductive freedoms because it won't make a difference in his life. Do not boo. Vote.
I can't help it, chat. When I see Obama giving a speech now, I see Jon Favreau, right? Because I've watched a little bit of the podcast made by his speechwriter. I just everything that he says. I just imagine Jon Favreau.
They can't hear your boos, but they can hear your votes. Most of all, Donald Trump wants us to think that this country is hopelessly divided between us and them, between the quote-unquote real Americans who support him and the outsiders who don't. Because having people divided and angry, he figures boosts his chances of being elected. And he doesn't care.
And the sad thing is he's probably right.
Who gets hurt.
And the other sad thing is that he's not the only one trying to use negative polarization to his benefit, right? If you've ever heard of the Pied Piper strategy, there is some evidence that suggests that Hillary Clinton and the Democratic establishment thought that running against Donald Trump was their best chance of winning. And more to the point, that she wouldn't have to make any campaign promises. In other words, she wouldn't have to, do as much for the American people if she was running against someone like Donald Trump, and she could just rely on the fact that, here's my appeal. I'm not this crazy guy over here, right? If you need to vote for me because you're going to get him if you don't vote for me. And she just they underestimated how unpopular she was. They underestimated that negative polarization would not be enough. And they're trying to thread the needle. They want to win against the Republicans. They want to retain power, but they also don't want to do anything that's going to make their donors mad, especially the Hillary Clinton campaign, which I honestly thought Obama was against, right? I think a lot of the reason that there was such a contentious primary in 2008, despite the fact that so many people had said that Hillary Clinton was the inevitable candidate, that it was her turn, it was her time, that she, and she did have a lot of institutional power, but he won because people did not want Hillary Clinton. They knew what she represented. They knew that she was basically this experiment created in a lab to try to see how right-wing can you make a Democrat and still get them into power, right? And so Obama being, the competition, people thought, okay, so Obama's going to be, let's go back to the at least like the New Deal consensus tradition. Like, let's get away from Democrats that are afraid of their own shadows. Let's get away from Democrats that are trying to run just like 2 millimeters to the left of Republicans. And unfortunately, there wasn't as much difference as a lot of people hoped. Now, there is a difference, all right? And, you know, you could even look at the foreign policy of Obama versus the foreign policy of Biden. Obama actually did know how to stand up to people like Netanyahu. Biden has no interest in that, right? So you know, I'm not gonna I don't want to cast him as a carbon copy of Hillary, but yeah, just way too close to that. Way too close to that.
Super chatted $19.99. Hillary literally ran a racist blood and soil campaign against.
That's true. That's true. There was a lot of racism including there was a picture of Obama in, you know, some kind of traditional African garb, and Hillary's campaign spread this, right? In order to make Americans think he's not one of us. Right now, she wasn't doing the Trump thing where she was literally saying, this guy's not born in Hawaii, he was born in Kenya. She wasn't doing that, right? So, but yeah, there was a lot of racism in that campaign.
I mean, think about it. Just the other day, we learned that on January 6th, a couple years ago, Donald Trump was told that Mike Pence was in the Capitol about 40 feet from an angry mob chanting, "Hang Mike Pence."
It was
and
so peaceful up here, but now there are
his response was, quote, "So what? Don't boo." If Donald Trump does not care that a mob might attack his own vice president, do you think he cares about you? Pennsylvania, we do not need 4 more years of that. We don't need 4 more years of arrogance and bumbling and bluster and division. America's ready to turn the page. We are ready for a better story.
Thank you for the super chat, Davy.
One that helps us work together instead of turning against each other. Pennsylvania, we're ready for a President Kamala Harris. And the good news is Kamala Harris is ready to do the job. This is a leader who has spent her life fighting on behalf of people who need a voice and a champion. Somebody who was raised in the middle class, who worked a summer job at McDonald's while she earned a degree, who believes in the values that built this country. Somebody who has served with distinction in every office that she has ever held. I think we probably had a fainting spell back there. So let's make sure.
This happens like a lot. I've seen this happen at Trump rallies. I've seen this happen at Kamala rallies. I've seen this happen with Waltz. I mean, I guess it's just a thing when you got a lot of people together and
sure make space for the
somebody fainted. That's what he's pointing out. He's trying to make sure that they get taken care of.
Emergency folks. This happens sometimes. Everybody bend their knees a little bit. You've been standing for a while. You can dance if you want.
Oh my God. Is that a Donald Trump? What's the song? Men Without Hats reference?
Suggested bend your knees.
He said you could dance if you want to. He said you could leave your friends behind. Shakespeare with the membership. Shakespeare says Sam the Ram Cedar. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the membership, Shakespeare.
She'll be okay. Kamala is as prepared for the job as any nominee for president has ever been. That's who Kamala is. And in the White House, she will have an outstanding partner in Governor Tim Walz. Tim is a veteran. He is a teacher. He's a coach. He's a hunter. He's been a great governor working with Democrats and Republicans to get stuff done. He can also take a vintage truck apart and put it back together again. You think Donald Trump can do that?
Can he take a Trump watch apart and put it back together again? Maybe if we give him a little bit of butter and jam and tea to fix it with?
For that matter, do you think Donald Trump has ever changed a tire in his life? No. I'm just trying to picture it. No.
Oh my God, he's making himself laugh. This is like, what is this like?
The point is, if you elect
This is like Zach Galifianakis humor.
Kamala and Tim, they won't be focused on their problems. They'll be focused on yours. They understand that too many folks here in Pennsylvania and across the country are struggling to pay the bills. Even though wages are steadily growing and inflation is finally slowing, the price of everything from healthcare to housing to groceries, it's still too high.
Oh, you mean the price to stuff that probably shouldn't be commodified in the first place? You mean like the price to stuff that you could put on like really low on Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid? Like food and shelter and healthcare and stuff like that? Stuff that that maybe we the people could take care of for ourselves if it really was a government for, by, and of the people? That kind of stuff? Yeah, I think you're right.
That takes a real bite out of paychecks. It hurts. So the question is, who's really going to do something about it? That's what you should be asking yourself. Now, Donald Trump's plan is to do what he did last time, which was give another massive tax cut to billionaires and big corporations. And then, don't boo, I'm going to break you of this habit.
He's going to break us.
And the reason some people think, well, I don't know, I remember that economy when he first came in being pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
It was my economy.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting. He's annoyed by the space between reality and the perception of the American people. And look, I mean, it is annoying. It is annoying, right? The fact that Donald Trump takes credit for what was largely Obama's economy, an economy that did start to go south with indicators such as industrial jobs in the third year of his presidency before COVID hit, and definitely took a major dive in that fourth year, right? Trump takes credit for that. And it's essentially an Obama economy, which was cooling under Trump. What was the other thing? He said something else earlier. My God, at the very beginning of this, he said, I think it was something about COVID, right? But it was like another misperception.
We had 75 straight months of job growth that I handed over to him.
See, I just don't know how effective this is. Like at this point, he's kind of like scolding the public for having a bad memory, and they do. He's right. He's right. I just don't know if this I don't know if this is the way to go about this.
It wasn't something he did. I had spent 8 years cleaning up the mess that the Republicans had left me the last time.
That's true.
So just in case everybody has a hazy memory, he didn't do nothing except those big tax cuts. See,
the problem is, though, Democrats embrace tax cuts as well. as a solution for problems which they're not a solution for. And that's what allows assholes like Trump to try to say, I made the tax cuts. That's right. That's why the economy was so good. Because supply side economics, because trickle down economics. And Democrats are afraid to say supply side economics is bullshit. They're afraid to say austerity policies are bullshit, right? That's what gets them into this trouble, is that they don't make enough of a distinction. They don't allow the difference between themselves and the Republicans to be as apparent as it should be, because they're afraid of their own shadow. And by their own shadow, I'm just talking about the New Deal consensus. I'm just talking about what had been Democratic Party politics for, 40 years before the 80s, when they decided to change and embrace the Reaganomics, right? If you use Reaganomics, if you praise Reaganomics, you can't turn around and insult it. You can't turn around and call it bullshit, which it is. But yeah, Democrats just... It feels like they're... It feels like they're going in circles way too much of the time.
His other big economic plan now is to slap tariffs on everything, from food to TVs. Now, understand what tariffs are. Anything that's coming from out, that's made elsewhere and comes here, you slap extra money on top of it. And if other countries are cheating, in some cases, it makes sense because you want to have a fair playing field. But what he's proposing is basically a Trump sales tax that could cost the average family almost $4,000 a year. So if you're concerned about higher prices, that is not the way to get lower prices. That's going to come out of your pockets. You think prices are high now? Donald Trump's message basically is, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, so that's, as far as you can tell, that's his plan, right? Because it's not written down anywhere. When it comes to health care, you heard it in the debate. Donald Trump's got one answer: ending the Affordable Care Act that 45 million people rely on. The other day, his running mate, J.D. Vance, you got to vote. The other day, his running mate had the nerve to...
So every time he brings up something about Trump or Vance that they're booing about, he's like, no, don't boo. Vote. Get out there and vote.
Say, Donald Trump salvaged the Affordable Care Act. I mean, Donald Trump's...
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't feel bad about... he has every right to feel gaslit about that. That is some high-level bullshit, right? Here's what I want to ask you, chat. How is it that a known liar, a proven liar like Donald Trump, right? The reaction of the media and of everyone is to coddle him, is to allow him to get away with more lies, is to remove any scrutiny from the words that Donald Trump says, right? The idea that he salvaged, saved, made better Obamacare, when we have records of him trying to repeal Obamacare. And the only thing that stopped it from happening, right? It got through the House of Representatives, it got to the Senate. John McCain came up and voted no. And I don't even know if John McCain really meant no, or if he just didn't want to give Donald Trump the win on that. But for whatever reason, yeah, we're all, lucky that John McCain was there to cast that no vote. So yeah, he didn't get it repealed. But the thing about that was he was going to repeal and replace it. Now, replacing it means that you've got a better plan. You've got another plan. You've got something. You're going to take this one away. You're going to, pass another plan. When Donald Trump was asked about his plans for healthcare, what did he say? Concepts of a plan. I've got a concept of a plan. Well, we got an idea. No, he didn't have anything. He didn't have anything. So yeah, Obama, you have every right to feel gaslit over this shit.
Spent his entire presidency trying to tear it down. And by the way, he couldn't even do that right. And now, 8 years after he was elected, when he was asked about what he was going to do, he says he's got concepts of a plan.
Concepts of a plan.
Now, I want you all to think about this for a second. Let's say your boss gives you an assignment, a project. He says, I need this on Friday. And Friday comes around and he says, so, did you finish that project I asked for? And you say, well, I actually haven't started, but I have a concept of a plan. Or you could try it at home.
Can you imagine if I came on today and I was like, okay, so chat, I don't really have anything in mind as far as streams today. I don't have a plan. I have a concept of a plan, though. I have a concept of like what a stream would look like. Here, let me just watch some videos off stream. I don't know. I just like there's nowhere else that this would fly. There's nowhere else that this would fly. I wonder how it is that Republicans even, you know, like how is there no how is there no, how is this okay? How does anybody think that's, how does anybody see that and think it's okay? Like they've got the most contrived cope you can imagine. Oh no, it doesn't count because Donald Trump was in a 2 versus 1 situation. The moderator, 3 versus 1, the moderators were against him. So therefore, him having concepts of a plan isn't actually bad. What? How does that make sense? That's just him being asked a simple question and giving an answer that exposes the fact that he was willing to throw us all back into a pre-Obamacare state of being. And if you don't know what that means, there was something that was called pre-existing conditions, which meant you had a health condition. And if you had that health condition, if that was on your record, you could be rejected for insurance. You could be turned down, no insurance for you, or you could be charged, you know, exponentially more based on your pre-existing condition. If Trump didn't have a plan in place and ready to go, then that's what Trump was willing to push us back into, and into more of a situation where insurance becomes less insurance and more we want to take money from the young and healthy, and we're not going to pay for the needs of the old and the sick when they are old and sick. So in other words, we want to take in money, but we don't want to give money out, because that's just kind of how capitalism works. And if you turn over something like healthcare completely to capitalism, that's what it'll do to you, right? So Obamacare did, you know, at least fix that problem. It did also give a path to people that had no way of getting healthcare. You know, if you're poor, you can get it through Medicaid, assuming that your governor does not block it. And some Republican governors have blocked it, right? So there's some people that could be benefiting from Obamacare, could be getting covered despite the fact that they don't make any money, but are not. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good that Obamacare did. There's some things that it didn't do. There's some issues that it didn't take on in terms of like the cost of healthcare. It has gotten out of control. The cost of medications in many cases is out of control as well. And I mean, that's due to the fact that instead of doing something like a universal healthcare plan or even like a Medicare for all sort of situation, that the Democrats watered it down. Not even a public option at the end of the day. I mean, it's not entirely Obama's fault, but But yeah, compared to what Trump was going to do, Trump just wanted to repeal this, and he had concepts of a plan. In other words, nothing. In other words, he was fine with throwing people back into that situation.
$99. The fact that there's a health insurance company
Yo!
is hilarious.
Yeah, it's called Cobra. Wait, I thought Cobra wasn't... Wait, is Cobra a company, or is Cobra like a...
Honey, did you do the dishes? I have a
Either way, Davy, thank you for the super chat.
concept of a plan to do the dishes.
Okay, so TLDR, Trump is a bullshit artist.
How's that going to go over? If it wouldn't work for you, why in the heck should it work for the President of the United States?
I don't know. I guess, chat, my point about the healthcare thing and my point about Obama, Kamala, and the Democratic establishment writ large is this. It's not different enough from the Republicans. The biggest problem that the Democrats have is an inability to heighten the contradictions between themselves and the Republicans, to show the American people that they are firmly on their side. That being said, there is still a difference, even if it might be more difficult to perceive than it should be, even if the Democrats might be their own worst enemy sometimes. There is a huge difference between Trump getting elected and Kamala getting elected, and I still think it's worthwhile, particularly if you live in a swing state, to consider weaponizing your vote to deny Trump another term in office, because that would be a disaster for the entire country. But just remember, the politics doesn't end with the election, all right? Let's turn the page on Trump, but then don't be afraid to push Kamala, because she might need some pushing to do the right thing.
But now there are freaking communist invading radicals.
There are some worrisome signs, right, in terms of what's going on with, support for people like Mark Cuban
But now there are freaking communist
of Kamala, and there seems to be an effort to get rid of, some really good officials that Biden put in there, like Lynn Khan, right? There's sort of like a billionaire conspiracy against Lynn Khan right now, and there's a real question: will Kamala retain the services of Lynn Khan at the FTC? Will Kamala name Mark Cuban the head of the SEC? Right? We don't know, but you're going to need to push. You're going to need to push on, the Democrat. If a Democratic Congress gets elected, you're going to need to push. You're going to need to make phone calls, right? And you're going to need to be ready to push Kamala as well, because it's not a fait accompli that she will even be as pro-worker as Biden is. Now, Biden's got a lot of problems, and I'll be the first to say that, all right? Mainly his foreign policy. In fact, there's a big difference between Barack Obama's foreign policy, how he would handle the relationship with Israel, and how he would handle negotiations with countries like Iran versus what Biden did, right? Obama was actually better about that. And obviously, Biden's strategy to quote unquote bear hug the most right-wing government Israel's ever seen in Benjamin Netanyahu and et al. Has been a disaster. But Biden has done some really good things for the working class people. Biden's labor policies have been really good. And there's a real question: will Kamala continue that? There are people vying for, Kamala's favor right now that very much do not want her to do that. Mark Cuban being the first and foremost among those. So, it's just, I'm having to put this forward in a really nuanced way because I want people to understand this, right? I am not somebody who thinks that the Democratic Party is so bad that, having Trump in the White House again wouldn't be any worse. I would never say that. But at the same time, I'm not the kind of person who's going to tell you, just get Kamala elected and your job is done. Your job is not done, all right? The most important aspects of politics are not electoral politics. They are the politics of the people exerting their power on the politicians to let them know that we're not we're not shutting the refrigerator door and just letting them do, whatever. We expect certain things of them, and we definitely don't want to go back. And when I say we don't want to go back, I do mean we don't want another Trump administration, but I also mean we don't want to go back on some of the good things that Biden has done in terms of the National Labor Relations Board, in terms of, he's got a mixed record on this, but he did recently support a strike that was pretty important as far as getting pay for longshoremen on the East Coast to the level that of salaries that longshoremen on the West Coast were making, right? So we definitely don't want to go back on that either. And there is some threat to that. So don't go to sleep after the election.
But the good news is Kamala Harris, she doesn't have concepts for a plan. She has an actual plan to make your life better.
Roll Giogano says, Obama gave us Trump. Yeah, no, you got a point. You got a point.
To bring down the cost of things like groceries.
And that's not to make an equivalence between Obama and Trump, but that is to say that the Democratic Party has not been doing enough for working people. And they need to do that for, both, because as working people, we need some support. We need some help. Our lives are becoming unmanageable under late stage capitalism, and we need someone that's on our side, but also for the Democratic Party to not lose to a clown, a fucking clown like Donald Trump. They need to make it clear whose side they stand on. Trump is on the side of the millionaires and billionaires. Democrats need to make it clear that they are, at the very least, on the side of the working people.
She'll go after corporations that are jacking up prices, just like she went after big.
Oh, wait, Buffy's got, it's an extension of employer benefits that is very expensive. Yeah, it's not a company, right? Thanks, Buffy. I remember, so it's like supplemental healthcare that you can buy at a extra premium.
Big banks and for-profit colleges when she was in the
Roll says the Dems defanged Waltz. Yeah.
But now there are freaking
I wonder about Waltz. I really do wonder about Waltz, right? Waltz does seem to be cut from a different cloth compared to Obama, Hillary, etc. But Waltz does seem to be cut from a different cloth. And that's why a lot of us were really excited to see Kamala name Waltz, right? She had a bunch of options. Most of those options were going to satisfy the Democratic establishment. Actually, Waltz is one choice that might have really pissed some people off. And for her to make that choice was actually gave a lot of us hope. But, for Waltz to have to come up there and be like, the United States and Israel have an invincible alliance. Israel has the right to defend themselves. And, to see him come up and say that shit, it does make me wonder. In fact, this is what I was thinking about with the debate with Waltz, right? If you watched the debate with us, you noticed that, well, I think ultimately, and I had to be argued into this, well, ultimately, the clips of the debate show Waltz winning. There were some moments that weren't so great, and particularly like the first question that they were asked. Waltz was falling all over himself to answer that question, and I wonder how much of that's because he doesn't entirely agree with the tack that Kamala has taken on Israel, and certainly not with the horrible, horrible failed policy of the Biden administration in terms of the bear hug to Netanyahu. I wonder how much of that was like Waltz, choking on those words.
Attorney General in California. And believe me, when she does, nobody's going to want to stand in her way. I remember after the home mortgage crisis, Kamala pushed me and my administration harder than any other attorney general in the country to make sure homeowners got a fair settlement. It did not matter that she was pushing a Democratic administration. She was not going to let anybody stop her from winning as much relief as possible for the families who deserved it. And because of the work she did, those families got billions more than they would have otherwise got. That's the kind of president Kamala Harris will be.
Matt B says, Dems don't give a crap about working people. They are the establishment. Look at the money they make from donations. Matt B, you need to read a fucking history book. Right? Now, I won't say that it's not somewhat the Democrats' fault that people like Matt B exist. Right? The perceptions that Matt B is reflecting in chat right now are like understandable. In that there's not enough of a distinction there. But to say that the Democrats don't give a fuck about the working people as if the Republicans do, that is profoundly ignorant and profoundly sad. And if that's what you think, now you haven't said that, I'm putting words in your mouth a little bit, so correct me if I'm wrong, but if that's where you're going with this, you've been conned. You've been conned by Don the Con. And that's a sad thing, right? And yeah, do the Democrats bear a little bit of responsibility in that? Absolutely, absolutely. But in terms of the party that's, Donald Trump's literally got a plan to remove income tax for the wealthy and to replace that with tariffs that the working poor would pay. A national sales tax
But now there are freaking communists invading.
That would cost the average American family $3,000 to $4,000 extra compared to your taxes right now. While the Democrats may not be the friend of the working people, as they once, said that they were, the New Deal consensus is what I'm referring to there. While the Democrats may be running from their own shadow, may have adopted a more Republican supply-side economics outlook after Reagan, the Republican Party is the party of the fucking millionaires and billionaires. They are the party of the capital class. 100%.
To lower housing costs, Kamala will cut red tape.
Gabby Cliff super chatted $9.99. Waltz might have gotten a boost from the debate. The issue with the debate, it made Vance seem more normal to the average voter.
Oh, true, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you were kind of you might have come out of that like expecting Vance to be like Vance seemed like a freaking gargoyle. Let me see if I can put this in the right way. Yeah. From what you'd seen from clips of rallies and unearthed recordings and all these other things of Vance, he seemed like an absolute monster. And the fact that he was able to come off in the debates as a halfway normal guy is actually a boon to him. Yeah, but both Vance and Waltz, I guess their approval seems to have increased after the debates. But remember, this is the vice presidential debate. Not many people end up seeing that. If they see it at all, they're seeing clips. And Vance did, come off better in terms of the clips. There were some weird clips for Waltz. Sorry, Waltz came off better. There were some weird clips. Waltz saying, I'm friends with a lot of school shooters now. His terrible answer on the question of Tiananmen Square. And, oh my God, there's like one more. There's one more too. But yeah, compared to that, straight up asking Vance, did Trump win the 2020 election? And Vance not being able to answer that, right? It was overall probably, as far as the clips go, like a win for Waltz.
And work with governors like Josh Shapiro, as well as the private sector, to build 3 million new homes. And she'll give first-time home buyers up to $25,000 to help with the down payment. Plans, concrete plans. And for a lot of folks, that could be the difference between watching their dreams pass them by or finally owning a place of their own. to lower health care costs.
So peaceful up here.
Kamala already worked with Joe Biden to take on the drug companies and bring down the cost of insulin and hearing aids and more than 50 prescription drugs. And as president, she will never stop working to limit out-of-pocket costs and protect your care. That's who Kamala is. She's got a track record of doing it. And here's a big one. Instead of giving more tax breaks to billionaires and raising prices on working families, Kamala will give a tax cut to 100 million middle class and working people here in America. So, if you're a new parent, you could qualify for a $6,000 tax credit during the first year of your child's life. Because I don't have to tell a lot of you, raising kids is hard. And she wants to make it easier to afford stuff like a crib or a car seat or diapers. I remember buying diapers. I remember the first time I went in the store right after Malia was born. I was like, what?
World Jogana says Kamala would put more trust towards Republicans and billionaires as president. That's my concern. You know, that's my concern with the Mark Cuban being one of her surrogates. And what did she say? I think it was on The View where she was talking about she would put a Republican in her cabinet, right? It's just they're misreading the room. People want to vote for somebody to turn the page on Trump. And instead what Kamala is doing too much of the time is these signs of compromise with an utterly useless movement that needs to bite the dust, that needs to be swept away by history, because it's just a fucking con. And that's all Donald Trump's done his whole life, is con people.
That's how much diapers cost. I remember changing diapers. You think Donald Trump ever changed a diaper? Yeah.
You thought all the truly rich people were voting or were donating to Kamala? You gotta know when that's coming out of your mouth that that's impossibly reductive. Thank you for the super chat, Recon TV. Everyone except Elon. Is that really what you think?
I almost said that, but I decided I shouldn't say it.
Look, we have a corrupt system where money is allowed in politics, right? And because of that, rich people put their money oftentimes with both parties. Donald Trump himself admitted to doing this, right? Donald Trump, if you look back at his campaign donations, he's donated to Hillary before. And why do they do this? Why do they do this? Is it because Donald Trump is a huge lib and he wants Hillary Clinton to make our schools woke? No, it's because they want control. So they're both donating to both sides. I mean, look, when you say Elon, everyone except Elon Musk, I think what you mean is everyone except Silicon Valley. And you're acting like Silicon Valley is this tiny little thing with just a little bit of money. It's just the richest person in the world, and Peter Thiel, and everybody else who's made their money off of tech. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of fucking money, and it's going for the most. Zuckerberg, straight up Republican now. Yeah, don't miss that, right? If you think of the political parties as like one of the parties is the party of the millionaires and the billionaires, and the other is not, you're missing half the picture.
If you're starting a small business.
But thank you for the super chat.
Kamala Harris will give you a $50,000 tax credit to help you get it off the ground. That's who Kamala Harris is. That's what she stands for. So with Kamala, you've got actual plans. Trump, concepts of a plan.
It's like the vapors of a plan. It's like,
Now, if you challenge Trump to elaborate and enumerate his concepts, he will fall back on one answer. J.D. Vance does the same thing. Doesn't matter what the issue is. Housing,
oh yeah, immigration. Everything is the fault of some immigrant. That's his answer for everything.
paying the bills. Their only answer is to blame immigrants. They want you to believe that if you let Donald Trump round up whoever he wants, by the way, and ship them out, all your problems will be solved.
It's funny, even Andrew Schultz ends up confronting Trump about this, right? Even Andrew Schultz wants to talk to Trump about, you know, well, what about the fact that I've known undocumented immigrants that are actually like really good people, like, and I don't know how Schultz grew up, but he's saying like, you know, his babysitters, his you know, childcare professionals as a friend, right? You know, it's like, what about these people? What about these hardworking people? You know, right? You're talking about, you know, deporting everybody. Surely there are some people in this country that do not have documentation that are worthy of being offered some sort of pathway to citizenship. This is Andrew freaking Schultz.
Now, we've got real issues at the border. We are a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. We have to make sure it's fair. There are communities at the border that can be overrun. We've got to actually solve a problem. But when I hear Donald Trump talking,
the problem is that there's no pathway to citizenship. The problem is that the United States, with our foreign policy, creates problems for the rest of the world that destabilize countries, causing the immigration that then Donald Trump uses to run for president, right? Case in point, Venezuela. What's wrong with Venezuela? Massive sanctions have destabilized the country. And then Donald Trump wants to turn around and be like, oh, look, the Venezuelan gangs, they've taken over Aurora, Colorado. You got to vote for me so we can kick them all out. Right? He caused that fucking problem. That's his foreign policy at work.
I've got one question. As I recall, Donald Trump was president for 4 years. And if rounding up and deporting millions of desperate people and building the beautiful wall, and didn't matter whether some of those folks you rounded up were women and children. If that's the answer to everything, well, why didn't you solve the problem? Why were the number of immigrants basically the same when you left office as when you took office? I'll tell you why. Because he didn't have a real plan. He had talking points. He had concepts of a plan. And the plan was mean and ugly. And it was designed to enhance his politics and make people angry, not to solve the problem. You know what you...
It was so peaceful up here, but now there are freaking communists invading.
Welcome in. We are growing.
You know what would actually help bring order to the border and fix our immigration system?
It was so peaceful up here, but now there are freaking communists invading radicals.
Damn, chat, I'm going to have to scale back my stream alerts, right? We're popping off here.
The bipartisan deal that Kamala Harris supported, even though it's written by one of the most conservative Republicans in Congress.
That is a weird flex, Obama. That is a weird fucking flex, but it's true. It's true that that Trump did not want the policy that he and the Republicans were, look, this is how bad our politics are, right? We're talking about a bill that the Republicans in Congress supported because they thought that the bill would be rejected either in the Democratic Senate or would be vetoed by Joe Biden. And then they could say, oh, look at this. We want to take care of the immigration problem, but the Democrats won't let us. The Democrats are against it. When Biden signaled that actually he wasn't against it, he was for it, Trump called his buddies in Congress and said, you got to vote against this. You got to kill this. He flipped from being in favor of the bill to being against the bill and what changed? The fact that Joe Biden was willing to sign it. Now, this is a craven move from Biden. This is a craven move from the Harris campaign to support this shit. They've essentially just caved into Trumpian immigration policy. But it's bad for both parties. It's a real sign of how corrupt our politics are, right? That a bill gets drafted with the understanding that it will never pass. When that changes and it looks like it will pass, the bill is killed by the people that brought it up. What kind of sense does that make?
The same bill that Donald Trump tanked on purpose because he thinks fear-mongering is how he's going to win this election. He told Republicans, even the ones who had...
So for the record, this incident shows you two things. One, the Democrats don't have a spine. Any group that they pretend to stand up for could be under the bus tomorrow if it's politically expedient. Two, the Republican Party isn't about shit. They're not about shit. They scapegoat people that they think they can drum up fear and anger about in order to win power. But when it comes to actually policy to solve the problem that they said was a problem in the way that they said it should be solved, they don't give a fuck about that. They just want power. So that shows you what's wrong with both parties. Now, I will maintain, as I always do, that despite the fact that there's not enough of a difference between the Democrats and the Republicans, there still is a difference. It still, I think, is worth your while to consider weaponizing your vote to deny Trump another term in office. It's still worth it to do that. And I don't think it makes you a bad person, despite how craven the Democrats can be at times, right? I still think there's a difference. But I also think that your job as a citizen is not done when the election is over. You're going to have better luck pushing on Kamala Harris than you're going to have pushing on Trump and Vance, right? They are 100% in the pocket of the millionaires and billionaires. They were 100% corrupt. They were 100% unstable. But I wish I could tell you that the Harris administration, was perfect, and it would just get them in power and they'll do what you want. That's not how it works, though. There's a million different people vying for their attention, including donors, including people like Mark Cuban. And if you want Kamala to shut the door in Cuban's face instead of naming him head of the SEC like he wants, then you're gonna have to get ready. Your job is not over with this election.
Originally supported, don't vote for it, because he doesn't want the problem solved. We don't need a president who will make problems worse just to make his own political circumstances better. We need a president who actually cares about solving problems and making your life better. And that's what Kamala Harris will do.
Did we get to the diaper part yet? Oh, we did, didn't we?
And to help her do it, she will need a Senate full of...
Okay, so...
diapers. I remember buying diapers. I remember the first time I went in the store right after Malia was born. I was like, what? That's how much diapers cost? I remember changing diapers. You think Donald Trump ever changed the diaper?
Now listen. Okay, so what I've heard is that somebody says maybe his own.
Diapers.
Let's turn this up. Let's see if we can hear this.
Trump ever changed the diaper?
His own. Wait, do you hear it? You can barely hear it. You can barely hear it.
Yeah.
But supposedly somebody back there, and that's why Obama's laughing. Somebody said his own. I was hoping we'd be able to hear that a little bit better than we can. All right, so I got some more stuff for you here. Does anybody remember a few weeks ago? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. These words were uttered by Donald Trump on a national presidential debate stage. That is why you are not going to see a second debate. Donald Trump basically ended any possibility of that, right? He's had the offer. It's not going to happen. There's not going to be a second debate, and that's why, because he looked like garbage. He was signal boosting a lie, signal boosted by his vice presidential candidate JD Vance, that had actually come from a neo-Nazi group called Blood Tribe that was trying to spread hate about Haitian immigrants, about Haitian asylum or seekers in Springfield, right? And Trump just bought it hook, line, and sinker. And he didn't realize that that kind of lie works on Truth Social, works on Twitter, works in the right-wing red pill blogosphere. Blogosphere? What am I saying? Chad, I sound like it's 2008 here. It works in certain like right-wing echo chambers, but it doesn't work on a national stage. And Donald Trump didn't realize this. Now, the lore about this, I can neither confirm nor deny, but supposedly Laura Loomer, a far-right weirdo who may or may not have orally pleasured the former president on that very plane, supposedly was the one who was in his ear being like, you got to talk about the cats and the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. They're eating the geese. They're eating the ducks. They're eating everything. These Haitians, they're just eating. They're eating the animals. The Americans never eat animals, right? What is the... Like, right? Supposedly she got in his ear, and that's the reason that he said eating the dogs, eating the cats. But I want to take us back, if I may. I want to take us back to Springfield.
There's too many homeless people in Springfield.
Are these people?
So here we are. This is Walter Masterson. Now, why is he Masterson? What is the master about? He's a master troll. He's like a level 71 troll. I don't know. This guy's leveled the fuck up. He goes all around the country. He trolls Moms for Liberty. He trolls MAGA rallies. He trolls everything, right? And so he is in Springfield to do his thing. And let's see what this troll can do.
Immigrants?
No, they're just like you and me, like white people. They're
Got a lot of immigrants coming over, taking over our country.
When I was fighting out in the Persian Gulf, I fought as an American citizen, as an American sailor. But today I can be viewed as an Haitian immigrant. I'm tired of this, Mr. Mayor.
I am here as the local representative for the JD Vance office. The senator is open to making up a new conspiracy theory.
Thank you. I'm also here from the JD Vance campaign. We have prepared a statement. We mean no disrespect to the hardworking people of Haiti. I'm in Springfield, Ohio, another American city destroyed by immigration. Wait, are you panning? Don't pan. Just stay in this shitty building. Yeah, the shitty building. Yeah, go. Yeah, look at that. No ducks. Leftists will say that Springfield is unlivable, not because of immigrants, but because it's in Ohio. I decided to see for myself. This great town used to have magicians, jugglers, kangaroo boxers, and women horny for the sun. But then something happened. People moved here from somewhere else. With no other choice, I spoke with someone that chose to live in Ohio. What's it like living in Springfield?
What's it like?
Yeah.
Right now, it's like every day is so exciting. So much change. We need to get ready for tomorrow. Has Springfield changed?
Yeah.
In the last month or so since it's been in
Oh, in the last month or so.
Yeah.
I hadn't really noticed. Yes, it changed. Yes, it has.
Okay.
Every month in Springfield now is just, you don't know what's going on from month to month. It's always something exciting, something positive.
Well, there you have it. Chaos and anarchy rule the streets. We're gonna cut around his interview, right? Okay. Good.
The homeless population.
So yeah, if you're used to seeing Walter Masterson, I think usually he wears glasses. He's kind of in disguise here. There's a reason for that. And you'll see when he gets to the city council why that is, right? He's going to speak for the JD Vance campaign, and this is what he does. He's a troll.
And everything's out of control.
The homeless population.
Yes.
Okay.
There's too many homeless people in Springfield.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are they? If you go out East Main towards like Kroger's on East Main, there's some pawn shops, and they're all like in that little area out there.
Okay.
There's people out there with the homeless, like tents and all that, and
Yeah, they got their own place. It's called Tent City out there.
Tent City. It's like a Skid Row type of thing.
yeah, you go out this road right here, and then you go out there and you see them. They're all over the place.
Are these people immigrants?
No, they're just like you and me, like white people. They're just white people,
They're just
Haitians.
homeless.
It's all the populations, like white, black, Haitians.
It's not just immigrants.
No, it's all of like Springfield, like white people, Haitians, black people. It's just not immigrants. There's all kinds of different races out there.
What's it like living in Springfield?
It's all right. There's ups and downs, I guess. Rent's definitely gone up, but I don't know why.
You can't attribute it to Haitian people. It's just gone up.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is going up.
Hey, you know what else has gone up? The price of a sub on Twitch. They've raised the prices. It used to be $5 to get yourself out of the ad break at the top of the hour. Now it's $6. You can do it for free if you've got Prime. You've got a free sub that you can use on the streamer of your choice. If that happens to be me, you will no longer see ads in my chat. You also can do that for $6 with $6, or possibly be gifted a sub. That can happen. It does happen, but it's more likely to happen to you if you're active in the chat.
It's probably going up every year. I mean,
Yeah, that was pretty awkward, huh, Pepsi Man? Like you and me, white people.
I don't know that they really have an impact on
We're going to edit all of this out. I mean, this is totally fucking useless. Last question. What is the craziest thing you've ever seen a white person do?
Climb an electrical tower on meth, threatening to jump off, and got lured down with a case of beer from the police.
That wasn't a Haitian?
No, you said white person. That was the craziest thing I've seen a white person do.
Okay, we're going to dub.
Sanshiro Salai says, is there any plan for fixing housing? Hey, I got an idea. How about if we decommodify anybody heard of the hierarchy of needs? It's a nice little pyramid that starts at the bottom with your most basic needs, like food, water, shelter, things like that. Probably above that is things like healthcare, right? And so these things that we can all agree that we need to survive, maybe that shouldn't be part of the capitalist economy. Maybe that could just be something that we, the people, provide for ourselves, right? Provide for each other through our government, right? That's my plan. Because other than that, I don't like what capitalism has done to housing, right? Less and less people are able to own their own home. When you are able to own your own home, it's the rent is jacked up.
We're going to dub in Haitian.
You're gonna get me canceled.
Listen, if you get canceled because of this interview, you'll get your own show on the Daily Wire.
That is
The
true.
CPAC you'll be their keynote speaker
That is
next
true.
year. What's it like living in Springfield?
It's awful these days.
What sucks about it?
We got a lot of immigrants coming over, taking over our country. We got a
Yeah.
lot of homeless.
I heard that they're paying rent and they're driving up rent prices and they're buying all the groceries in the grocery store, right?
Yes, they are.
Oh my
We
God,
need to take care of this.
that's terrible. They're buying groceries from the grocery store and paying rent. Holy shit! What's the real story?
The law is not following up with the migrants.
What do you mean the law is not following up?
How many people, have you ever gotten a ticket for not having a license or driving without insurance?
Notice this man's shirt. Oh no, what is going on with this guy? Wait a minute. We got a conspiracy twofer here, don't we? Well, I don't know though. That's a Mason symbol on his necklace, I think. Which there's like a lot of conspiracies about the Freemasons, but if you wear a symbol on your neck, does that mean that you're part? I mean, like, it is like a real organization of some kind. There's some kind of fraternal organization called the Masons, which people do actually join. But then he's got the alien. He's got the alien. So this guy's probably, maybe, I'm guessing, kind of a conspiracy head, which could be fun. But I don't even know. Why is he wearing the, like, this is like, maybe he is the Illuminati. He himself is the one member of the Illuminati. Davy, thank you for the super chat. Maslow's pyramid scheme of needs. Nice.
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten a ticket for that. Right, like I got one 2 weeks ago. I didn't get one, but the cop was going to take my car. Yeah. Because I didn't have insurance. He made me.
Maybe he's an actual Mason. I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
On the spot.
That's where I would assume you'd get something like that, unless it's some kind of like.
I was here last week. I'm also a reporter. I was here last week. There was a crash down on Main and Spring, an overturned car. I read the report. They don't charge
Why would
them
the police be colluding with the immigrant population?
for profit.
Because they're woke. Does everybody know this? The cops are woke. All right? I hate to break it to you, but the cops are part of the deep state, and they're really woke, and the thin blue line, and the blue lives that matter. It turns out like they've gone woke. I don't know what to say. The cops, they're super liberal. They're SJW. They're not like officers of the peace anymore. They're social justice officers, right? They're with their blue hair and their septum piercings. You know what I'm saying? You've ever seen a cop before? Always go into pride.
How are they profiting from that?
Even when it's not pride.
From transporting there, getting paid from the government to transport them here. The locals are making money off the government subsidy checks that are going towards the rent.
Davy says, I grew up right next to a Freemason building. It's just cringy old frat dudes who want to summon Satan. Yes. Yes, fentanyl exposure turning the cops woke. That must be what it is, yeah. Too much fentanyl exposure. That's what happens. Eventually they become woke.
The Democrats are behind this.
Right,
so who? All right. So
if the Democratic administration agreed to bring them here for the large corporations to use
this guy still thinks he's spitting facts.
Labor, correct?
I wonder when he'll realize he's getting trolled.
Moving human bodies across borders for profit.
Yeah.
That is the definition of human trafficking. The U.S. government is human trafficking migrants to make money. Do you believe that they're putting the American citizens first? Start following the money, and you'll understand why things are happening. Do you know what this is?
It's
on the dollar bill.
Yeah, Illuminati.
See, it's also called the All-Saint.
Oh shit, he is a conspiracy head. Wait. Is he pointing at his neck tattoo? Does he have the Illuminati eye on his neck? Wait, what?
I wear it so people ask me about.
Oh no. Okay, I see. I think he's talking about the neck. No, it is. It's on his neck. He does have a yeah, it's like the thing that's on the dollar.
Elitist and how they're all trying to control us and hold us down.
So
the immigrants aren't.
So you got the Illuminati tattoo to show people that the Illuminati is bad. Gotcha.
Immigrants, they're driving around.
They're so bad I had to get a tattoo of them on my neck, like, right?
Insurance.
Yes. And you can see that when you look at any police report. You look at a police report of a crash accident, and it'll say, no.
He's just like, no, this is like true. This is like obvious. You look at any police report, and it says no charges because this is an immigrant, and we're too woke to charge the immigrants with anything because we're the cops. That's how we operate.
No license, no charges. Like I said, I got pulled over 2 weeks ago for no insurance. The cop was going to tow my car unless I got insurance right on the spot.
It's called the all-seeing eye. Irene, as if I should know this.
To the officer that was at the desk.
Why were you driving without insurance?
Because I'm an idiot. You know, I'm an idiot. It lapsed and I didn't realize it.
There's no record.
Wait, does chat think that I'm part of the Illuminati?
Of them making them buy insurance on the spot.
Not that I can tell. The one that I was at on, what was it, Spring and Main, the woman was there with a baby and she was just allowed to leave. She said that the report said that she went to the hospital, but it said no charges were filed. And I asked the officer about that. And he goes, well, I can't really comment, but I do have to say we treat everybody the same, which I would hope is true.
We wanted the $5,000 bounty.
Yeah, that's right, Buffy Geek. All-seeing Irene.
I mean, listen, if you want to split that, I mean, listen, we could create a video. We could just do it there.
No, I don't want to make fake news. I'm all about.
Are you right? I know. We don't want to like just manufacture something with no evidence.
So
And
the most alarming thing,
You gotta love this guy.
once again, my own observation, within town limits, right, downtown, where all the migrants are mostly centrally located, there are no geese or ducks around the parks. You go to Snyder Park, which is a little bit outside. I went to a
No, I feel like they need to work on these conspiracy theories. They need to have something about like Easter eggs. We had an Easter egg hunt in the park. And the Haitians got there first, and they took all the eggs. The kids went home crying because there was no eggs, and I don't know, just like this.
trailer park that's way outside Snyder Park. I walked down the railroad tracks for like a mile. Tons of geese out there. Around low-income Americans. So you got low-income Americans with a ton of geese, and low-income migrants with no geese.
and they have the same parks?
Wait.
The different parks, but all the locals were saying that the geese were downtown, and then the migrants got here, and now they're not. The first one that I went to was because I read the actual report.
The thing about this is his logic, the way that his inductive logic is working, it's not about like him having to prove that the Haitian or suggest or show you any evidence that the Haitians are eating the geese and the ducks, right? It's you that has to show that the Haitians are not, right? Yeah, the ducks were missing. Where did they go? Do we know it wasn't the Haitians? Then I guess it was.
Of that guy that said he saw Haitians.
I mean, I guess this is how a moral panic works, right? This is like how the witch trials happen. This is how the satanic panic, like all that shit, right? Innocent people end up getting severely punished, even killed, because of these weird moral panics about folk devils, right? A folk devil is created. In this case, the Haitian migrant is the folk devil, and in the satanic panic, it was people of non-Christian religions, or it was LGBT people, or it was in the witch hunts, it was outsiders, right? They create this like folk devil, right? This idea, and they get in their heads so hard that it's like, no, you got to prove that you're not a witch. Do you want us not to kill you? You better wait. What is the deal? You're supposed to float. I don't know. Are you supposed to not float? Yeah, I think you're supposed to not float, and then you die, but you're not a witch, which is good. Or you float, and you are a witch, and they burn you at the stake, which is bad.
With ducks in their hands. Yeah. And I believe he said Spring, actually, that they were walking towards downtown, got in a car from Spring.
What's the name of the park?
So Snyder's over here. We're right here. Snyder Park's over here. This is where I saw the ducks and stuff.
Well, where didn't you see the ducks?
Didn't see the ducks. So we're here.
Yeah.
Right in here.
What's the name of that park?
Buck Creek and Park.
Did you really say Buck Creek?
I asked residents of Spring.
Is it Buck Creek?
What happened with the ducks? And the responses were basically, yeah, ducks are everywhere, and sometimes they're nowhere, and they migrate. They're ducks. Like
they are ducks. That's a good point.
I've never heard of the DMV going, oh, you know what? Give the Haitians a different test.
Yeah, me neither. But
driving wise, they could use some remedial courses.
Yes, I would say so.
Sure. Is that cause to kick them out of the country?
Look, I mean, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it's not hard to imagine that driving in Haiti might be very different than driving in Ohio. Like driving in the UK is different. Driving in Australia is different, right?
Because a lot of people can't drive. I don't think we're going to kick out everybody that can't drive from the country.
In my opinion, I'd say that's part of the problem people are having with the immigrants. We're getting more immigrants than what we have houses and everything to house them in. And it ain't just Haitians, it's immigrants all over, but primarily the Haitians are the new kids on the block, so they're getting picked on.
What the fuck? That makes sense to me. They're the new kids on the block. You got to get picked on. Like, right, it's so weird. It's so weird to hear all these lies about Haitians. And then just to hear somebody, you're new to the neighborhood. You're the new kid on the block, right? We haven't had your nationality as immigrants yet, and so you're gonna get picked on. We're gonna make up lies. We're gonna say that you're eating the cats, you're eating the dogs, you're eating the geese, you're eating the ducks, you're stealing the kids' Easter eggs, everything, right? You're the Grinch. You're stealing Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, because that was because they
A lot of wild shit happens in Ohio. That's what I heard, Lady Badash.
come here, they're raising the rents because they're renting places, and now there's not enough places to rent, so landlords, they raise the rent,
Right.
and then they're buying up all the food that's in the grocery stores. So now the grocery stores are raising prices on food. It's like they're gentrifying the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I get confused because usually they talk about a crime wave and destroying the area, where usually a crime wave involves property values going down. No one's paying.
That it is. Today, Mr. Mayor, we lost one of ours. Let's move forward together as a city. We need to be American citizen, as an American commitment. I was chasing the American dream to this veteran.
Capitalism.
Mr. Mayor, my community would like to thank you for the wonderful job you're doing in the community. As a U.S. Armed Forces veteran, I've served in the United States Navy with honor, courage, and commitment. I was chasing the American dream. Today, I'm living the American dream. My people who've come here by different ways, by different means, they are chasing the American dream as well. When I was fighting out in the Persian Gulf, I fought as an American citizen, as an American sailor. But today I can be viewed as an Haitian immigrant. I'm tired of this, Mr. Mayor. We need to be united. We need to come together as a city. We need to come together as American to stop the nonsense. Let's move forward with the city of Springfield. Let's make it the great city that it is. Today, Mr. Mayor, we lost one of ours in a tragic accident. He wasn't at fault, but as a community, we deal with it. We know how to take it in. But my question is to the other residents of Springfield, why are you being so angry when accident happens? It happens to anyone. Today.
So now he's referring to an event in which a school bus was involved in a crash, and the person driving the other car was Haitian. And this was, in a lot of people's view, the incident that really set the hate against the Haitian community off, right? Let me put it this way, right? This enabled that kind of hatred. And he's pointing out that today, I think, a Haitian immigrant died in a car wreck, and he's saying that our community, we are not looking to place blame and be like, oh, like, I mean, how absurd would it be, right? If they turned around and they said, oh, geez, look, a white person caused this car crash, and that is like, we gotta go ham on everybody, on right? That the Haitian community is not doing that. So he's like, so why are other people, when a Haitian is involved in a car crash, why are other people placing the blame on everyone that's Haitian?
It happens to us. The ball is in our corner, and we're dealing with it. We don't complain. We don't get angry at anyone because it's an accident. Mr. Mayor, we think you're doing a wonderful job.
Okay, so now here comes the good part, chat. This is why I watched this with you.
You need to implement more programs to help us as immigrants. Some of us are lost.
Maximilian Clark. I am here as the local representative for the J.D. Vance office. The senator thanks you all for your support, the same support that put him into office, and yet I am personally appalled that a Republican elected in Ohio would say that something that we made up isn't true. Do you know how that makes us look, how it makes the senator look? Lazy, incompetent, cruel.
Hey, please don't make your comments, please.
We need to get in line. We do not win this November without immigration chaos. That is why we torpedoed Senator Langford's bipartisan immigration bill. If people aren't talking about how immigrants are eating all the fish from Finding Nemo, they might actually want to talk about our economic policy, which, can we dim the lights?
Now, my curiosity in these situations is always like, how many people understand that this is a parody, and when do they get it? When does it dawn on them? Because I mean, I have seen I have seen specifically Walter Masterson get away with a lot. With a lot, like be able to really troll Moms for Liberty and other groups pretty hard. And for them not to understand that he is trolling them until maybe even ever, but definitely until like the very end.
Thank you. So this is our plan to fight inflation. And the best part about it...
Narwhal by nature.
That's right. Once you start writing stuff down...
Thank you for the gift subs.
It gets messy. It gets complicated. And it's hard. It's hard to fight inflation. Like, apparently, putting a tariff on all imported goods and having a national 22% sales tax makes prices go up. Wouldn't it be better just to talk about how immigrants are stealing car tires to set them on fire because they want the air to be stinky?
They want the air to stink. Yeah.
Look, we don't want to divide this community. We don't want to bring extra strife to this community or the Haitian community. The senator is open to making up a new conspiracy theory.
Yo.
Here, can we have the lights back up?
See, like, I wonder, did she still think this is really JD Vance's? Because that's what they're saying. They're saying they're from the JD Vance campaign.
Thank you. I'm going to need a country.
But hey, look, like there's levels, right? There's levels. There's the eyes glazed over level. I don't notice anything weird. This is just another person speaking at a city council meeting. There's the, wow, JD Vance's people sure are saying some strange stuff. Like, do they realize how this sounds, right? And then there's the, hey, I think there's something going on here. And then there's the, oh, I get it. They're not really with Vance. They're trolled. They're making fun of Vance.
I heard Guatemala.
Sir, you just direct your comments to me.
Oh, perfect. Verb, please.
Is this a bad? Please stop.
Yeah, bird arson. Bird arson. Thank you. Got that.
So you see what he's doing? He's doing a Mad Lib. He's like saying, we at the Vance campaign would like to make up a new conspiracy theory, right? We'd like to change the conspiracy. So kind of making it like, okay, you know, this one's done enough harm. Let's make up a new one. What do we have? Bird arson. And he's asking them for like verbs and stuff like it's a Mad Lib. So
Sir, listen, are you done?
Our only popular position is...
Now, it's funny, too, because, like, this is the city council meeting, and although, you know, like, I could see if somebody's wasting your time, right? Or if they're, like, I don't know, hawking something. Like, if somebody came there, if I came there and I talked about my live stream, right? I mean, I'm wasting their time. Or if I'm goofing around... and not really saying anything that matters, right? That I'm wasting their time. That's not what he's doing, though. He is making commentary about the issues that are being talked about at the city council. He's just doing so from an ironic perspective, right? So this isn't, you know, this isn't for the lulz, in other words, right? There's a real point to what he's saying, despite the fact that there is also a lot of irony between him and the words that he is saying.
That being mad at immigrants for trying to use social services that we're trying to get rid of entirely. Our entire real platform is just about getting rid of overtime pay and labor unions, getting rid of the minimum wage, building submarines, invading Mexico. This is all real.
This is actually, unfortunately, very real.
Wrote this down. This is part of our platform. But hey,
yeah, anybody that thinks that Donald Trump is a peace candidate, understand that he's talking about war with Mexico. That's how much of a peace candidate that motherfucker is.
And if you don't support us, the Guatemalans are going to come for your birds, and they're going to set them on fire. I will now open the floor.
They're going to, yeah, that's the bird arson, right? We're making up a new conspiracy theory. It's all about bird arson. They're lighting the birds on fire.
Please sit down.
Wait, so some of the city council is entertained by this.
Thank you. I'm also here from the JD Vance campaign. We have prepared a...
He's got a Heritage Foundation cap.
We mean no disrespect to the hardworking people of Haiti. Listen, it's simple. We love immigration. We just don't want illegal immigration. Now, the Haitian community has immigrated here legally, and we think that should be illegal. Ever since the Haitians have arrived, they've been dressing like prom every day. They're buying groceries from local businesses, and property values have skyrocketed. Oh, wait, they're going up? All right, so Property values are going up because the Haitians are paying above market rent on time with money. Money that, they've earned from, taking black jobs, I guess, we're from the J.D. Vance campaign. That's our official motto. Medicare, welfare, food stamps, homeless services. These are all programs we've been trying to cut for decades. And now immigrants are using them to become functional tax-paying citizens. We believe in the American dream over at the J.D. Vance campaign. And in order to achieve that dream, we need to stop other people from that dream. America.
Hey, would you please?
Fuck you, man.
Okay, officer.
Okay. Don't touch me, man. Fuck you, Rob. Punk bitch.
My name is Amanda Richardson.
Wow, I haven't seen him get that response before.
I was born in Springfield and I've lived here most of my life. And I just wanted to say that I'm so angry about the changes in Springfield in recent. I can't believe these Haitian immigrants would come here and fill jobs that local Springfield residents would not or could not do. And now they've raised the average city wage for both Springfield and Clark County. They're paying income tax to the city that the city desperately needs for services like police and fire. They're making some of the local losers look bad by their example. It's unbelievable. The Haitian immigrants are working.
Okay, I mean, this is veering on shaming people for being poor, which it's not the point, right? The point that she's trying to make is that the normal attacks on immigrants are that they are not working, that they are lazy, that they are this, that they are that, and the the Haitians in Springfield under the temporary protected status are anything but that, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Overtime to save up money to buy up all the dilapidated, condemned, and boarded up homes in Springfield, then fixing those houses up to make them livable again. This is raising property values across the city and county to the point where the valuation of all real estate in the city surpassed $1 billion last year for the first time ever. This in turn increases the property taxes paid to Clark County for those homes that are now no longer boarded up nuisances. How awful. I can't believe they're helping to fund our government and beautify our neighborhoods. These Haitian immigrants are now spending money in our community to where new restaurants and retail spaces keep opening up across the city. And not just businesses run by Haitians. What absolute madness. Now we have new businesses in town generating more tax revenue for our city and county? I have a good paying job with great benefits. I don't need SNAP or TAMP, but because I have main character syndrome and the entire world should revolve around me, I want the exorbitant benefits that some of these Haitian immigrants get, which is $292 for SNAP, AKA food stamps, and $363 in cash per month for a single adult. Everyone knows that $655 per month lets you live like a millionaire in Springfield. I don't need it, but I want it before anyone else, because why should we help folks who have legally come to our country, but they have to wait for their work permit so they don't starve, feeding the hungry in our community? This is lunacy. As the senator from the great state of Ohio, J.D. Vance, said back in 2021, childless cat ladies are ruining America. As a childless cat lady, I take my duty to ruin America very seriously. I do this by simply choosing to live my life differently than J.D. Vance's personal religious beliefs would dictate me to do. Mayor Rue, Commissioners Estrop, Brown, Houston, and Tackett, I hope you sit up there and think about what you've done. Because of your support of the Haitian community and the rest of Springfield and Clark County, how am I supposed to ruin America if I can't even ruin Springfield first? I am so disappointed in you. Thank you.
The problems going on in our city today and as the last 4 years, I'm getting tired of people portraying white people as being racist and told that we hate black people.
I'm sorry, somebody search his tattoos. Like, I don't know. This guy actually does vibe like he might be in a hate group. I don't have any evidence of that, but
thing right now, they're trying to misconstrue things here, and the Haitian people are trying to act like they're African Americans that have been here and born and raised here. They're trying to portray themselves as a black American. They're not black Americans. And I want to know why are these people being coddled and giving us a beautiful life, a life better than I live, off my tax dollars? What's going on with that? and there's a couple of things, a couple of rumors I want to know about Haitians buying guns. Why do they need guns? What are they scared of? Man, they getting the red carpet treatment, man. We are second-class citizens. The citizens that were born here, we become second class to a bunch of people that don't even belong here. A bunch of chaos has come to our city because of the immigrant situation. We took on a problem from a third world country that is not our problem. Why don't these people go home and fight for their own country they seem so proud of? And then they want to turn around and start hating on us and calling us racist?
That's their great crime. You gotta love it when somebody's more concerned with the harm that could come from somebody being called a racist, from them being called a racist, than they are with the effects of said racism, right? Like, you haven't even called this person racist yet, but you said something which in their mind implies that they might be racist, and they're now they're the victim. Now they're the victim, right? Not the people that there's like a literal moral panic over, not the people that are being turned into folk devils right before your eyes. No, it's this guy. It's this guy because somebody implied that he might be a racist. He's the victim.
There's something really wrong with that picture.
Every time a citizen got up here and had a concern, oh no, pushback, that's racist, that's xenophobic, when in fact you weren't listening to what was said underneath. We didn't have to come to this point. We didn't have to come to this circus. But yet, the city commission and someone decided that race needed to be the issue. I cite 2 documents by the city which state specifically, one of them
yelling into the microphone, right?
CHD, on a slide that they presented, the challenges in Springfield, and they cite 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course at the bottom, racism. In black and white. That's what you thought of us and our concerns. The City of Springfield Immigration Facts on Facebook. Very nice document until you get to the bottom. What are the challenges we face as a community? Same language as this, and it says, the challenges are intolerance and racism. You never gave us an opportunity to come to the table. The only opportunity we had was to participate in a discussion on racism and discrimination by the NAACP. I was there. I went to the second one.
I was like, when are we going to get to be racist, though? Where's the one where we get to be racist?
Ideas. And how was I treated?
Ideas. They might be racist ideas, but they were ideas. It was a concept of a plan, a very racist plan.
I was verbally assaulted. I want my 4 weeks back.
Was it by Antifa?
I had great ideas. The one woman before me had the same ideas as I did. She presented the same thing. She was not treated the way I was. Do you know why she wasn't treated the way I was? It was the color of our skin.
You were discriminated against because you were white. Oh my God.
Gotta say right off the bat, I'm sorry I didn't wear my Trump shirt tonight.
I'm sorry you didn't wear your Trump shirt too. Yeah.
There's 2 things I want to talk about. Number 1.
You could at least wear a Trump hat.
I am sick and tired of being called racist and hateful, and just because
Then maybe stop being racist and hateful.
I am not for this influx of 20,000.
Just because I'm racist and hateful doesn't mean you have to call me racist and hateful. I'm sick and tired. Sick and tired.
Hater, or all the other names. That
Hater status, yes. Yes, hater status, yes.
You talk about us being haters and things. What are you doing to us?
When reports of Haitians eating pet.
Oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. So you can't criticize racism because what's bad with racism is that it's hateful. And if you're hateful of that which is hateful, that makes you hateful. And you can't do that.
That first went viral on social media.
That graphic tee is tragic, kinda.
That's when I thought, yes, it is important to get your news from actual.
Oh no, is this a fucking ground news? Okay, well we ran into the ad read, but that's Walter Masterson. If you want to watch the rest of this, you can watch it on Walter's channel. You can check out the generous offer for ground news, whatever the hell that is, and Now I'm trying to think. Let's take a look at this really quick. I got some Bobert for you. Are you game for that? Look, I should be going right to the Alan Dershowitz debate, which is the whole reason that we're gathered here in the first place. The whole reason that we're gathered here in the first place is because of that. But we're going to watch that, and then we're going to get some bonus content, and I'm guessing it's Sam Cedar, but if you've donated, make sure to let me know in the chat where you want, which of these topics you want to see next, and I'll be happy to put your money where your mouth is, adding your donation as a percentage to the topic of your choice, right? Whether it is, what do we have tonight again? Oh my gosh, chat. Cute kittens, cute cats. Naomi Klein on Bad Hasbara. Sam Cedar debates a Lonerbox fan, or classic Michael Brooks. Those are our options. You can also say Vox Populi, which is incredibly popular tonight. Vox, in fact, I this is why I'm predicting Sam Cedar has got to. Sam Cedar is way ahead. I'll check. I'll see exactly how far ahead in just a bit, but yeah, make sure that if you haven't let me know already what the topic of your choice is, to let me know that, regardless of what kind of donation, it all counts. So just let me know in chat.
Take a look at this Haitian group in Ohio filing criminal complaint charges against Trump and J.D. Vance.
Oh wait, there we go. We're trying to watch Bobert. So what's going on with Bobert?
Donald Trump's rally in Aurora, Colorado.
Oh no, of course he had one at Aurora. So what has he done in the past week or so? He did one at Butler, his return to Butler. He's done... Did he do one in Springfield? Did that happen yet? But yeah, now is in Aurora to try to make the most of the legend of the Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, which supposedly taken over all the apartment complexes over there.
Lauren Boebert.
She was offered a tour, sushi, and pokers with the boys.
Representative from Colorado decided she would take...
I just call her Beetlejuice.
...her time slot that she was allocated to speak in front of this crowd to try out some new material, to see if this...
Ground News marks Hassan as an equivalent to Alex Jones. That's beautiful.
This whole Congress thing doesn't work out, if she should get into stand-up comedy. And you'll be the judge of how that went. She tries out her best jokes on this crowd. And here's the first clip, then we'll discuss further.
Now, I was going to kick things off with a joke, but then I realized why bother, because Kamala Harris has already beat me to it by running in this race. Kamala is literally the punchline trying to run our country.
Wait, what did she just say? I don't get it.
Why bother, because Kamala Harris has already beat me to it by running in this race.
Excuse me?
Things off with a joke, but then I realized why bother, because Kamala Harris has already beat me to it by running in this race.
Okay, so if you can't understand what she's saying in this convoluted attempt at a joke, I think she's saying that Kamala Harris running for president is a joke. That's the joke. Please laugh. Please. Please. Please laugh.
Kamala is literally the punchline trying to run our country.
Look, I've got some comments on that, okay?
She does.
Look, I might be no comment check, but I feel like I should comment. What do I have to say about that though? That's the question. The first thing that comes to mind is like this, right? It may not be summer, but those crickets are still out, right? Also, knee slapper and just look, all the default sounds for Discord. How about that? Oh, I could have used the duck for the last segment. Aw.
Humor. So good. By the way, before playing more clips, make sure you've clicked that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're racing towards 1 million subscribers. You know, I think that Lauren Boebert, every time I see her speak in front of a crowd, she really does give off the vibes of someone who thinks she's so funny, so likable, and has the best charisma of anyone. And I can only assume that as Trump was backstage preparing to go on, listening to her bombing on stage, he regretted letting her speak. And then here's this.
We've got a big decision coming up November 5th. It's like one of those choose your own adventure novels. Except in this one, your options are a booming economy with prosperity and freedom under President Trump, or watching our country fall apart and be handed over to tyrants and dictators by Kamala Harris faster than Hunter Biden trying to scurry out of a laptop repair shop.
I thought you were going to say faster than Hunter Biden when he's jerking it or something like that. I thought the joke was going to be that he's, you know, a Minuteman of sorts, right? But no, it's Hunter Biden scurrying out of the laptop shop after getting his laptop fixed.
You know, I do not think highly of Marjorie Taylor Greene, shockingly, okay? But at least when she goes out on stage...
Can we trigger sounds with Nightbot? No, but that's a good idea.
She just screams about the normal things that MAGA's upset about.
I do need to redesign the sound on all the stream alerts.
In a way that seems to...
Yeah, something about his crack deal. Yeah, when he wants to get crack, maybe.
Reason to resonate with the crowd. At least she gives the crowd what they want.
Why did he run out of the laptop shop? I don't know, because they're going to see his sex videos on the laptop.
Lauren Boebert here? The crowd doesn't seem...
Isn't it mostly him sucking some chick's toe?
Very hyped about what's going on. And it's like choose your own adventure, except that Hunter Biden, I don't know why that's the accent I chose. Hunter Biden went to a laptop so quicker than he went to a laptop store. Bah, bah. Catch me tonight at the Improv Theater. Then this.
And don't...
All right, chat, are we good? I need to figure this out. Are we good? All right. Are we good on multiple streams? Are we good on Twitch? Let me know in the comments. I don't see any Fs in chat. That's a very good sign. But Lady Badash says, faster than Boebert gets kicked out of the theater. Oh, nice. I like that. Why did she give it the choose your own adventure setup? That's so weird. She just wanted to... I guess she's trying to relate to a certain generation there. Is that right? Like it's a generational thing? Like I think choose your own adventures are like a Gen X thing. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm just making sure. I thought we had a...
Don't even get me started on...
technical difficulty there, but we're good. We hiccuped.
Kamala. This woman is about as useful as a screen door.
Oh my God.
On a submarine, you're literally going to the bad guy from Back to the Future's joke. That's the joke that you're gonna... Oh wait, but wasn't the joke that he didn't tell it right? He said like a sliding door on a submarine, or I don't know.
Gosh, these jokes.
No, screen door on a battleship.
I forgot that this is another joke. Why is she doing a set? Take your hot 15 down to an open mic night, Lauren.
And don't even get me started on cackling Kamala. This woman is about as useful as a screen door.
Wait, Kaplan Kamala? What? Excuse me? Isn't it supposed to be Kami Kamala, or like... We're better on Twitch than Boebert is on the stage? Nice.
On a submarine.
Yo, she fucking ate with that. She thinks she ate. Look at that look. She's like, I'm fucking comedy master. Hell yeah. No, dude, she's so proud of herself. She tells the worst fucking dad joke in the world. And she is flexing so damn hard. I'm sorry, Shane Gillis, watch out. She's coming for you.
Submarine. Okay. Her name's Kamala. Okay, can we make this agreement? If Trump wins, what's a promise I can keep on this? If
you'll buy me a submarine, and then I'll put a screen door on it, and we'll see how it works out.
Trump wins, I will not make fun of his makeup more than 3 times a day, okay? If Kamala wins, you say her name correctly. Deal? How's that sound? Then this.
Back. President Trump is here to defund the weaponized federal agencies. I am here to stand strong for you and our Colorado needs to be your voice.
This whole vibe, by the way, I don't have it pulled up, but Jane, can you split the screen this? Do you see this face right here? I guess these are supposed gang members.
Oh, Tren de Aragua, yeah.
Or undocumented immigrants. What a weird event. Lauren Boebert doing a stand-up routine. Crowd simmy into.
But the thing is, she could say funny stuff. All she has to do is refer. If she ever says, like, I'll have to. Like, I've got so many people asking me for to run for offices that I've got to beat them off with a stick. Or like say something about vaping. Like I don't know. Like there's so many. All she have to do is say Beetlejuice 3 times. And that in and of itself would be a joke, right? She could have a career in comedy, is what I'm saying.
And just photos of undocumented immigrants on ginormous posters next to them. It's all weird.
She thinks she ate, but the host never sat her down.
The whole set is supposed to go, you're gonna be killed if you don't vote for Trump. You're in danger. But then it's strangely juxtaposed against Lauren Boebert going, I got a couple of jokes up my sleeve, see? And it all just...
My favorite is how her eyebrows, right? The thing she does with her eyebrows when she thinks she just killed.
Fit. Again, I don't know why I chose that accent. I guess I don't have a Lauren Boebert stored up in the old noggin. Oh, by the way, she's saying she wants to defund federal agencies. She's specifically obsessed with the FBI. Let me see if I can pull this up. Remember what Trump said about defunding the police.
And anybody who wants to defund the police for even 1 week is not worthy of being president of the United States.
And someone advocating on his behalf is saying that Trump will defund federal law enforcement, federal police. Bye-bye under Trump, according to Lauren Boebert. Then she lies about the federal government's hurricane response.
They do have more money than you after your take-home pay under Bidenomics with their glowing $750 checks if they really need it. What an insult.
It is an insult that you're insulting people's intelligence with lies, because it's not just $750 that are given. Then this.
In Colorado, we don't need Kyle Clark at 9 News to tell us what's happening in our own backyard. Our backyard's looking like an episode of Narcos.
I haven't watched the show. Anybody want to tell me about Narcos?
The crowd didn't quite resonate with that one either. One other moment from this speech that I missed when we covered Trump's part of it.
On day 1 of the Trump Organization, when I founded it, it was nice, but now it's great. But I want to get back to the Trump administration because the Trump administration is going to do things.
Wait.
So when you get the Trump organization and the Trump administration, and we start to have these two things work together, we can do great things. We can do amazing things. No, he's already doing amazing corrupt things without the Trump administration, right? For instance, in Oklahoma, they have mandated that every classroom have a Bible in it. All right. Every classroom needs a Bible. So much for church and state with this Supreme Court, I guess. But not just any Bible. They need a Bible that's got the Pledge of Allegiance in it. They need a Bible that's bound in leather or a leather-like material. In other words, they have specified in their requisition for Bible, the type of Bible they need, stipulations that would seem to have them paying $60 for each Bible to get the Trump Bible. So in other words, the state of Oklahoma is so corrupt that they are preparing to put money in Trump's pocket by buying $60 Bibles, right? A Bible, if you don't know, is something that most Christian organizations are willing to give away for free. They don't tend to cost very much because the, Christian church wants people to read them. But no, we're going to pay $60 for Trump's shit. It's weird. It kind of reminds me of like the book. If you've ever been familiar with like Mormonism, like in Christianity, there's the Old Testament and the New Testament. And if you go to church, there'll be like a hymnal there, but that's about it, right? Mormonism has got a lot of books, a lot of books, and one scroll from an ancient Egyptian mummy that contains the mistranslated, funeral scroll from an Egyptian mummy that the leader, the first prophet of Mormonism bought. So yeah, Mormonism's a little extra is what I'm saying, but this Trump shit, this Trump Bible, it's more than a little bit extra. I'm trying to remember what else in it. I think you got the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the lyrics and music to Proud to Be an American by Lee Greenwood. Sorry, God Bless the USA is the name of the song. Right? It's extra. It's more extra than the Mormon the Mormon holy books.
Listen to that one more time.
On day one of the Trump organization, when I founded it...
Do you think that Trump will, if he loses, he'll just turn this into a religion straight up?
It was nice, but now it's great. But I want to get back to the Trump administration because the Trump administration is going to do things...
He's licking his chops over the kind of corruption that he can do. He's licking his chops over how much he can drain the U.S. Treasury for his own freaking Second Amendment written in red letters. Jeez.
How does he do that? Just go Trump administration. It was See, I just did it. It was administration on the teleprompter.
How about the Trump crime family?
He says organization, so then he goes, which is what I meant to say, because it used to be nice, the Trump organization, but now it's great.
Now it's running out of money, so we gotta fill up those coffers.
But I want to focus on the administration because of the Trump administration. People make mistakes. You don't have to strangely justify every verbal mishap that you experience, but Trump is having them so often that many are saying that his brain is turning to mush faster than Hunter Biden scurries away from a laptop shop.
There's a wokeness stat in metaphor.
This whole stand-up thing from Lauren Boebert reminded
I gotta play that
some time ago on stage saying this.
Left is so bad. They're so unhappy. They're so pissed off. And by the way, if you were a liberal woman and you had to sleep with those weenies, you'd be pissed too.
The weenies? Usually I don't get pissed by sleeping with a weenie. It's, What is bro trying to say there?
So I guess my advice to Lauren Boebert, to Ted Cruz, is maybe stick to, for Ted Cruz, podcasting. And then I guess being a senator.
Or if there's ever a sequel to the Santa Claus, I think you might be able to replace Tim Allen in that.
Part-time. But
Are they going to do that, chat? Are they going to remake the Santa Claus with Ted Cruz?
Podcasting with him. Lauren Boebert being as useful as a screen door on a submarine in Congress. And
yeah, pissing and weenies.
You can stick to going to theaters and doing funky stuff there. But leave comedy to the comedians, okay? Because this is uncomfortable. This is very, very uncomfortable. Let me know what you thought.
Okay, so anyway, there we go. Lauren Boebert embarrassing herself. Little Ted Cruz at the end of it, everything too. Yeah, Davy, thank you for the super chat and thank you for the tip on Metaphor Refantasio. Chat, should I try playing that? I feel like I really want to play that now. All right, so we've come to the time in the evening where we raid into the main chat with the Shorts chat. So if you're watching me on Shorts, if you're watching me on Vertical, we will invite you now to come and watch the rest of the stream with us. I'm going to be talking about Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz was on Piers Morgan, and kind of amazing what happened. He actually got confronted about his connections to Epstein. So click that link if you want to join us there. The Shorts stream is going to end, but it's going to continue over on the Full Scale stream. I'm also on Twitch as well, so if you'd prefer, you can watch me on nocommentchick CC over there on Twitch, if that's your cup of tea. But we're going to end the stream in Shorts right now, and I'll see you on the other side.